Hello. Great morning. Hello, everybody. All right, the lighting gets so dark, baby. Okay. Awesome. Good morning. Hello. Oh, there you go. Much better. Good morning. Hey, you can always do some Chris Brown in the morning to get you going. How y'all doing? All right, y'all. It's rise, grind, and shine time. Go ahead and tag some people. Invite some folks over. All right, invite some folks. Tag some folks. Hey. All right, good morning. Maybe I shouldn't be playing this in the morning. But good morning, everybody. Good to see you. Welcome. Glad to see y'all this morning on the Rise, Grind, and Shine show. Hey, Aubrey. Hey, boo, I see you. Glad to see you. Love you, miss you. Miami is calling. I'm coming to see you soon. Hey, Jeff. Hey, Linda. Hey, good morning, everybody. Hey, Peggy. Hey, Maria. Thanks for joining. Glad to see all of you this morning on the Rise, Grind, and Shine show. They said, hey, Chunga. Hey, everybody. All right. So good to see each and every one of you this morning. Glad to see all of you. Hey. So, guys, listen, we have a great show lined up today from all the awesome questions that were submitted today on behalf of Q&A Tuesday. So we're going to talk today about when to know it's time to say la vie to your boss, fire your boss, and pursue what it is that you truly desire to do full time. Babe, can you turn the air on? It's like hot up in here with all these lights. Woo! It's hot. So, hey, everybody, glad to see each and every one of you. Welcome to the Rise, Grind, and Shine show. My name is Nicole Cooper. I am the creator and founder of the Rise, Grind, and Shine show, and we are in our second month of this show launching. I am like super duper excited about the opportunity to share with you all each and every morning. And so we are here Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is 9 a.m. my time here in Texas. And 7 a.m. for all my West Coasters, all the people from my side of the land where I was born and raised in Cali, baby. I am a product of Cali, circa 1977. Pow! So anyway, guys, good to see each and every one of you this morning. I have a great show lined up because we had tons and tons of questions that came in. You know, we do our Q&A Tuesday every Tuesday. And so this is an opportunity for you all to ask me any questions that you have, and I'll just come on and give you what you need, okay? So today's question was an awesome one. As a matter of fact, I get this question a lot. And the reason why is because many of you watch this show, you're desiring to be entrepreneurs, you're either pursuing to become entrepreneurs, and so you are always gambling with this question in and out of your head, all right? While we get this cranking, and I'll pull up our awesome guest host for today who asked this question. I want to encourage you guys to join our community at joinmycommunity.com. That's joinmycommunity.com so you can get plugged into our community and tapped into the conversation over there. All right. So if those of you who are in that community, go over there now and tell them to log on to the Rise, Grind, and Shine show because it's time. All right. So today's question is from Kimberly Gums, okay? Gumbs. Thank you, Kim. So Kim's question was, how do you know when you're ready to launch full-time in your business? Now, a lot of you probably are already working something on the side and you're at a job and you're saying to yourself, geez, I would much rather be putting all my energy, time, and attention into my side business, and I really want to let go of this full-time job. I'm ready to fire my boss. How many of y'all want to say that? You say, I'm ready to fire my boss, turn in my papers, and say, deuces, I'm out, right? Hold your horses before you do that, because today's conversation is going to enlighten you on the process that you should pursue to set yourself up for success. Not for failure, but set yourself up for success, okay? So So let's talk about that on today. And just a really quick FYI, we host this show in 3 different platforms. We have our scopers over here. We have our Facebookers here. And then we also record this show live to put out there on YouTube. And so I want to encourage all of my scopers to give me them hearts. All right? Don't be shysty on the hearts. Facebook, I like to see these firecracker hearts. That's my way of knowing that something that I said is tapping into, it hit you. So don't be selfish on the hearts, all right? And YouTubers, well, welcome. Glad to have you on board, all right? So good deal. So what do we do if we're ready to fire our boss and say deuces and really pursue the path to live out that vision we had, that goal we had, those dreams we've had? You know, we attend these different events and we get on these different calls and we read these different blogs and people are telling us how they're making all this money as an entrepreneur and they are doing the same thing that I've been wanting to do. So I think that if they can do it, I can do it, which means that if they quit their job, I can quit my job too. And as a matter of fact, I'm sick of this. I'm going to turn in my papers right now. I'm about to boss up and go to my boss and say, you're fired, right? That's kind of the mentality we have because we get inspired and we see everybody doing the dang thing and we say, I want to do it too. Well, let's talk about the wise way to pursue this, all right? The wise way to pursue this. You know, the ability to go out as an entrepreneur is a beautiful experience. It's wonderful. It's great. It sounds really good when you talk to people and they say, well, what do you do for a living? And you say, well, I'm an entrepreneur and I have my own business and here's my business card and it says CEO. But here's what they don't tell you. When you are an entrepreneur, listen, you don't get a check every 2 weeks, okay? You also got to understand that when you are an entrepreneur, you work longer hours than you do when you work a job, okay? Another thing about entrepreneurship is there's nobody standing over your shoulder saying, did you get this done today? Hello, Cooper, we need that assignment at 2 o'clock today. I'll be looking forward to it being on my desk, right? There's no accountability, okay? Now, as beautiful as it is, as many roses and daffodils that float in the air while you just sit around and you think of the idea of getting super rich with your wonderful idea, the reality is, guys, is entrepreneurship comes with a huge responsibility. And as much as I love it, I've really, honestly, never really worked a real job, right? I'm one of those people who, I went to school, went to college. I could not figure out what I wanted to major in. I changed my major like 10 times because nothing was a fit. I was like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. I don't want to be an attorney. It sounds good. Claire Huxtable, I loved you, girl, but I don't want to go to law school, right? And work 120 hours a week. And so I went on ahead and went through tons and tons of majors. And then finally my counselor said, you better pick one before you leave this office so you don't be a junior for the rest of your life. I chose IT. I went and did an internship as recommended from my counselor. And I got on this job. I was working for Bell South at the time. So all my Atlanta ATLians is now the AT&T building downtown on West Peachtree, right down the street from Varsity, right? Burgers. And this tall tower, I went to this building. And the first experience I had was them not knowing what to do with me and me sitting on the 38th floor looking out of a window at the freeway 75-85 connection and people just driving by back and forth in the middle of the day and me daydreaming saying, where the heck are these people going in the middle of the day? How come they're not on a job? How come I'm sitting in this building bored out of my mind feeling like a lion trapped in a cage while people are driving in the middle of the day? If they're driving in the middle of the day while I'm sitting in this cubicle, there has to be a better way for me to live my life because I don't want this life. I don't want to be walking around drinking black coffee and waiting for 5 o'clock every day. I don't want that life. So at that time, I made a decision and I said, okay, you know what? I got to do this internship. I made a commitment for 1 year. Instead of them making me go back and forth, because they wanted you to go to school for a quarter and then come do your intern for a quarter, back and forth, getting leases in Atlanta and then leases in Auburn. I was like, can we just make this a one-stop shop? Let me get this whole year done in one clean sweep. Let me knock this year out. And I made a decision. I said, when I finish this internship, I ain't never getting a job for nobody. And then I became a waitress at Red Lobster, right? That was my version of freedom. So ever since then, I've done freelancing jobs, substitute teaching, then I got into real estate, and then I learned internet marketing, and I got into network marketing. So I tried different avenues that gave me the opportunity to search and surf, right? Gary Vaynerchuk talked about that, where right after college, the next 5 years of your life are the best years between college and the next 5 years is the best years to explore, take risks, try things out. I literally had the ability and freedom to do that. But the reality is, the older we get, the less freedoms we have. We have children, we have responsibilities, we got mouths to feed, we got mortgages to pay, we got car notes to pay. You have all these responsibilities, and we don't know, like, okay, what am I supposed to do when it comes to me chasing my dream versus living my life in this job, right? So I want to talk to you guys today about what you want to do and how to set yourself up for success. Because listen, I'm all about you being an entrepreneur, and I'm all about you pursuing the path that truly is pulling and tugging at your heart. But you got to be smart about it, because if you're not, here's what happens. Most of us get amped up. We get all this energy. I'm going to fire my boss. I'm going to quit. That's it. I'm done. I don't need this no more. I have my own vision, my own plans, my own dreams. And we put in that 2 weeks notice, and then we go home. And we, like, for the first week or two, we're excited. And then about 3 weeks in, we realize, oh, snap, I'm running out of money already. What do I do when I run out of money? As a matter of fact, I don't see as clearly now that I left my job, because all of a sudden, it's so much going on. I'm washing clothes. I'm mopping the floors. I'm cleaning the toilets. I got all this stuff happening. What happened to my entrepreneurial dreams? What happened to my entrepreneurial dreams? So this is the reality, y'all. This is what happens when a lot of people in their mind think, I'm going to bail on my job and I'm going to pursue this dream, if they don't have these core things in place. So let's talk about the core things you need to have. One of the first things you need to have, if you decide to leave your job, is you have to have enough money saved to support yourself. I repeat that. You have to have enough money saved to support yourself. Listen, all them folks who, I'm a boss and I run my own business and I'm making stuff happen and I'm getting money, sit down with them and ask them what it really looks like behind the scenes financially. Because when you don't have money saved up, guys, what happens is you go from motivated and inspired to desperate. And when you go from motivated and inspired to desperate zone, where, okay, the bill's coming in and I got to do anything, I got to take something to make this money. Sometimes desperation makes us make dumb decisions, all right? Sometimes desperation makes us make smart decisions. But when you get in that zone of desperation because you got to pay the bills and there's no money there and there's a lot going on, and financially you start to stress out, you just start grabbing at anything. I'm going to do this, or I'm going to do that, and I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do that. And what happens is the brain goes from clarity to fog. Like, all of a sudden, you can't see. Like, oh God, like, okay, you want me to come, you got a cleaning business, you want me to come help clean houses? I'm coming. Oh, okay, you got a hot dog stand on the corner and you said you're making $1,000 a week. Okay, let me go buy some hot dogs and get a stand, right? All of a sudden, you start taking anything that comes your way because desperation takes over, because you didn't plan properly financially. Listen, if you want to set yourself up for success running your own business, take into consideration that you need at least 6 to 12 months worth of living expenses. So if your monthly expenses are $5,000 a month, then you need at least $30,000 to $60,000 in the bank. Okay? $30,000 to $60,000 in the bank. Why? Because emergencies happen. Your tire might blow out. One of the kids may end up needing glasses, right? There may be somebody may pass away, unfortunately, and there may be an emergency service that you got to fly to. Like, all this unexpected life situations happen. And so as much as I love entrepreneurship and as much as I want to fill you up with these dreams of go for the gusto, I want you to understand what it means to create a plan that's going to produce success. Okay. So have at least 6 months to 12 months of income ready, or at least have something that is consistently bringing you some income on the side. Okay. So if you have a business where your overhead, your monthly expenses are already covered in the business that you're in, then you're good. All right. So let's just say she just hopped on, a superstar real estate agent. Claudine out of Miami, right? So she runs a real estate office. Let's say you've been working a full-time job, but you also started doing real estate on the side, okay? Let's say you started selling houses and you're getting at least 1 to 2 clients a month, and they're averaging at least $3,000 to $5,000 per closing. So now you're averaging between $6,000 to $10,000 a month in your real estate business, right? And you were making $5,000 on your job. Well, yes, quit your job because you have something that is stable. The deals are coming in, you're getting leads and referrals, and it's generating enough income to sustain you in your daily living expenses. However, if you don't have that, all you have is a hope and a dream and a wish and a thought and a great idea, but no income producing activities that are happening to support and sustain you. Guys, listen, don't be foolish trying to make these rash decisions without setting yourself up for what will happen. Bills will happen. Emergencies will happen. Food is necessary, so grocery bills will be essential. Don't make these decisions off of the hype unless you are a young kid with no responsibilities, very minimal bills, and you have the ability to stay in mom and pop's basement for a bit until you can get back on track. If that's you, you take whatever risk you want to take. Us grown people with kids and mouths to feed and bills to pay and mortgages and car notes and all this other stuff, you can't just throw the deuces yet unless you got 6 to 12 months worth of living expenses sitting in your bank account or sitting in some kind of account, money market, whatever, CD, whatever, something somewhere sitting there for you. The second thing is are you fully committed to what you're about to step out there to do? Are you fully committed? See, some of y'all love fantasizing. We love the imagination and the dream and the thought and the idea of something, but we are lazy as HE double hockey sticks, right? You lazy as all get out. You have no real drive. Everything is, I'm going to get to it tomorrow. I'll call them tomorrow. I'll do it tomorrow. Oh yeah, when I get some time, I'll get to that. Listen, entrepreneurship, baby, you got to be motivated. You've got to be driven. You have to have vision. You have to be committed. Because once again, as an entrepreneur, you work longer hours working for yourself than you do on a job. Also, you have nobody holding you accountable saying, Nicole, did you get that paper done? Nicole, did you get that project done? Have you gone through and done the statements, the financial reports? Nicole, have you made the calls to the people that followed up with those potential leads to put you in position to get the next deal? Nicole, have you gone out to the networking event and made 5 connections today to follow up with that could be potential business opportunities? Nicole, McFly, hello, McFly, right? Do you have the commitment level to keep yourself motivated to get things done? I thank God that I am, and I'm just going to say this, not to be biased or anything, but I am the child of immigrants, right? There's a statement that either if you're an immigrant or children of an immigrant, you're more highly likely to be successful as entrepreneurs, because when people come from hardship, from different, what we call third world countries, but we now call it progressive countries, right? When people come from hardship, they have a different work ethic than a lot of folks who was just born into just the pleasantry of life. I grew up going back and forth to Belize, always seeing, having to use the bathroom in an outhouse. Seeing people not have running water. We used to take baths in little tin pans, and we had to boil our water on the stove to get hot water. And I remember getting bit up by fire ants and putting my foot in the bath water, and they saying, you going to bathe in that same bath water with them fire ants because you ain't spoiling water around here, because you had to walk way down the street to back your water, to pour your water in a pot, to walk it back up into the house and boil it to take your bath, right? See, when you have an understanding of opportunity, you take advantage of it. Unfortunately, some of y'all, especially Americans, y'all, we don't see it. You want to know why the immigrants run the communities that you live in? Because they see and seize opportunity. That's a whole other conversation. Anyway, move forward. Are you fully committed? Are you fully committed to do what it takes? Next, do you have a good support system? Do you have a good support system? If you are in a position where right now you're complaining about you don't have no help, right now you're complaining about, whatever, you want to make sure you have some kind of support system to help you in the time of need. Whether it's somebody watching the kids while you're working on a project or got to meet with a client, whether it is somebody helping you with to feed your kids, because whatever. As an entrepreneur, you need a support system. Honestly, if I didn't have the husband that I had, I don't know if I would make anywhere near the level of progress that I have, because there's many a nights where I'm locked up in this office and he's giving the kids the baths and he's getting them ready for school and he's putting the food together on the table. I'm not saying you got to be married and you have to have a spouse. What I am saying is you got to have some support, because as entrepreneurs, guys, listen, it's not convenient. It's not convenient. I tell people all the time, if it wasn't for me having kids, I would never leave my office. But fortunately, because I know my kids are coming through this door at 2:45 and at 3:30, I got to shut it down. So I'm so productive in the hours of 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. because I have an interruption. But if it wasn't for kids, I would always think, because I would stay in my pajamas, I would stay on my computer, I probably wouldn't be taking no showers, I would not comb my hair, I would look like a mad woman because I would always be beating away on the computer trying to get stuff done. So understand, you have to have a support system. And I'm not trying to discourage y'all, but I want y'all to know the real deal. Like, this is not a dream only. This is a real life experience that you got to be prepared for, committed to, and truly planning out to position yourself for. The next thing is you have to have a plan and clear ideas on ways to generate income for your business. Hoping somebody buys something from you is not going to work. Putting a post up on Facebook and hoping somebody click your buy now button, it's not going to work. Going out here and asking family and friends to please make sure you tell somebody about what it is that I do, it's not going to work. You better have a plan. You need to know your numbers. Know how much money you want to make on a monthly basis. How many customers do you need to, how many people do you need to talk to get those customers? When you get those customers, how much is each customer worth, right? I'm probably scaring the daylights out of all y'all want to be a boss people, right? But here's the deal. I love entrepreneurship. I teach it, I promote it, I encourage it. But I also want to educate you on what you're walking into, because too many people are making you see all the rosy side of things and nobody's telling you what's going on behind the scenes of things, right? The thing about us in my household, we both work from home. If I don't get out here and make this income happen, we will be out on the streets, trying to tell people our story of, oh, woe is me, and this is what happened to me, and, I was pursuing my dreams, but my life just fell apart. I don't know what happened. No, what happened, child, is you didn't prepare, and you didn't get yourself to go out there and bust your ass to produce the income you need to produce. So now you got a sob story because you ain't planned for it. You better plan for it, right? And if you don't know, you don't know. Right? I've been there before where I made some serious, crazy mistakes, but you learn as you go along, but you got to have that drive. All right? So the last thing that I want to cover is you have to have an aggressive timeline. Okay? An aggressive timeline. What I mean by that is you got to have a plan. You got to say, okay, I'm going to quit my job in the next 90 days. In the next 90 days, I'm going to have X amount of dollars planned out. But however, in this 90 days, while I'm planning on leaving my job, I'm going to make sure that I'm working on this client or working on this deal or producing this level of income or setting this thing up to get to this money, to do this, to do this, to do this. You have a plan. Like, I know when I quit my job, in between now and when I want to walk away, I got this going, this going, this going, this going, this going. So that by the time I quit, I have money in the bank. I got people in my pipeline to produce deals. I'm very clear. I done cut back on my expenses. Some of you, I said this in a post that I put, sometimes you have to downsize temporarily so that you can dominate permanently. All right. I repeat, sometimes you have to downsize temporarily so that you can dominate permanently. You see, sometimes you're going to have to scale back on your lifestyle so that you can be able to invest in your dreams. I'm going to repeat that. Sometimes you have to scale back on your lifestyle so that you can pursue your dreams. So entrepreneurship is not getting a big fancy car and saying, look at me, I'm a boss. Entrepreneurship is not out there flossing, I'm making all this money because I'm a boss. Entrepreneurship is not going out here and buying $2,000 of Louboutins to say I'm a boss. That's not wisdom when you're being a real boss. When you have real bills to pay, and you have a real business plan, and you have a real goal to meet, and you have a real ambition to be here long term and not short term, be very mindful of these very crazy, non-real imageries of what entrepreneurship is. Entrepreneurship is not going out here and buying stuff to show people I'm a boss, because you cannot build a business while going broke on buying liabilities and not developing assets. You take that same money that you're going to spend on some Louboutins and you invest that in your first employee or your first contracted worker to help expand your business. You take that money you was going to drop on that bag that might be hot, that you want to show off at the Beyonce formation tour, and instead put that into a marketing campaign that's going to produce some leads, that's going to build your list, that's going to get you more customers, right? Guys, going out here and doing all these things that we get taught is the way that you're supposed to boss up. It's really not going to set up long-term success. It just sets up a short-term Instagram post. And I promise you, after you post that thing on Instagram and people scroll on up, they done forgot about you in the next 2 to 3 feeds. Okay, that's not what it takes to build a business. What it takes to build a business is a business plan. What it takes to build a business is a business budget. What it takes to build a business is a reserve fund to pay your bills. What it takes to build a business is making sure that you got some customers ready to buy your stuff or are buying your items right now. What it takes to build a business is a marketing plan. What it takes to build a business is a good support system. What it takes to build a business is having a clear plan of a strategic plan of action, a daily method of operation, things that you're going to do consistently every single day over time to set yourself up for success. And what it takes to build a business is an aggressive timeline. Listen, I make good income in the eyes of a lot of people. But I invest my money in my business because I want to build something for the long term. And sometimes, guys, I'm investing that money in a coach to show me areas that I just don't know. Sometimes I'm investing that money into a seminar so I can learn what does it take to really build a business. Sometimes I'm investing that money in different resources or tools or a contracted worker who's really gifted at what they do. You see, I don't live a boss life. I'm not living in no 10,000 square foot house. I'm not driving around here in no $200,000, $300,000 car. I'm not sitting here saying that to feel sorry for me. I'm saying I'm not in a position right now to be bossing and flossing. I'm in a position right now to make some wise decisions that's going to build long-term success so that I can sacrifice today to be where I want to be 5 years, 10 years, 15 years from now. Am I saying that some people, have overnight success and they're doing good? Yes, some people are, but I want you to be very clear on what it means to be an entrepreneur. Be very clear on what it means to run a business. When you say, I'm going to run my own business, understand that this is you and your life, right? The rest of your life. So you're taking full responsibility of your financial position from here until you tap out. Okay, so long-term commitment. Y'all see, I got some long arms. I'm almost 6 feet tall. It's a long-term commitment. So making short-term decisions to be bossing and flossing for something that really is about your long-term is not going to get you where you want to be. I ain't trying to kill your thunder. I ain't trying to throw no ice water on your fire. I'm not trying to take the red off the lollipop. What I'm trying to tell you is that it's a beautiful encounter. It's a great experience. It's a wonderful opportunity. But if you're ready to boss up, be ready to step up and do the things that's required of you to build a long-term successful business. Doesn't mean you can't have fun. But guys, listen, at the end of the day, what you do today will dictate where you will be 3 years from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now. You guys will notice for me, I pulled back and was like, hold up. All this, I could do a lot of stuff short term that's really fun and exciting and hustle and bustle and make a heck of a lot of money short term. Or I can start altering some things that's going to create consistent income over time. It may not be a whole heck of a lot of money overnight. It might be a little $1,000 here, then I grow it to $1,500, then I grow it to $3,000, but I'm setting it up where it's going to be consistent long-term income. I would much rather have a penny a day every single day for the next 30 days versus going out here and you give me $1 million overnight. Why? If you do the math of a penny a day that compounds, a penny turns in from 1 cent to 2 cents, 2 cents to 4 cents, 4 cents to 8, 8 to 16, 16 to 32, 32 to 64, right? 64 to 138. Is that the right math? 64 to 64, 138, right? You start doubling it. In 30 days, a penny compounded every single day is $5. A penny a day compounded is $10 million. Understand that you put the investment in a place that's going to compound over time and grow. I didn't notice when I first got started. These are things I'm just learning, and it has made a ton of difference. So if you have your side hustle and you have your full-time job, listen to Jim Rohn. Jim Rohn said, work full-time on your job and part-time on your fortune. I repeat, work full-time on your job and part-time on your fortune. Know that your job is investing in your dreams. Don't just walk away if you don't have to. Stay there and collect that income. Keep that insurance, but work hard as heck on your side job so that it can get to a place where it will produce advanced income to get you where it is that you desire to be. So that's today's show. I hope you got something out of today's show. I hope you understand the power of entrepreneurship. It's beautiful, it's wonderful, it's exciting, it's great, but do it with wisdom, my friend. So if today's show actually helped you, I hope that this has really enlightened you and made you say, you know what, I'm going to be smart about my decisions. I'm going to do this the right way. I'm going to be very wise. Then I want you guys to make sure that you tap into our community at joinmycommunity.com. That's joinmycommunity.com. I also am, I'll be releasing a post actually in the next hour on my passive income strategy, leveraging a blogging platform, amongst a few other things, right? Because I'm starting to set up online assets, right? So the internet is where the money is. It's in a lot of places, in real estate in a lot of places, but I'm developing online assets. And so you guys could be able to tap into how I'm doing it by going on over to joinmycommunity.com or joining us at NicoleSCooper.com. And I'll be sure to keep you posted so you can tap into our Blogging Profits Blueprint. Somebody said, when are you writing a book? Great question. I'm working on it. Stay tuned. Awesome, awesome. I got my writer. My writer is looking at me with his handsome self. His sexy self.
When do the people want to hear from the guy who engineering this whole
Come on, say hey, baby. Tell him he's gonna write the book. You see this sexy guy, the man with the plan behind the scenes. So anyway, stay tuned. They said pre-order. We're gonna write a book. You gonna be my writer. You gonna be my ghostwriter.
So they want to hear what I got to say about all this stuff.
You gonna write it together. So anyway.
Do they have questions for me? Or what?
We'll plan. We're gonna plan. Be ready. We'll bring you out. So anyway, y'all, say bye, Chunga.
How you guys doing? See you later.
All right, y'all. So we'll see you guys later. That's it for today's show. And stay tuned. Come on in to joinmycommunity.com. Joinmycommunity.com. I don't know what song this is. Let Pandora play. You don't know what you're getting. Look, he loves his fanfare. You're so funny. You waving like you in a parade, like you in the parade of roses. He's so funny. All right, y'all. Bye, y'all. You waving like your granddaddy at church. Hey, y'all. Hey. How you doing? Good to meet you. Hey. You're so funny. Bye, y'all.